Excuse me. Hello, hello. How are you guys? Come on in. I'm Lara Joe. Oh, there you go. Okay. Hello, hello. Come on in. All right. Hope that doesn't come off on everything else. So I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to do some collective tarot. Come on in. Let me know how it's going. Hey, Scorpio. How are you? It's been busy. If you go look at I just dropped 6 videos that I've been working on all afternoon. It's all about manifestation, bringing in money, clearing up energy, visualization. So if you go check out my page, like I say, I just dropped six videos. So yeah, I've been a busy girl, busy squirrel. So let's see what we need to know collective tarot wise. All right, we got a whole stack. So 4 of Wands, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So very earth grounded energy, and with the Hermit, Virgo energy. So it's asking us to ground into what it is that we truly want, especially with Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit. It's saying, okay, go within. This is my favorite thing to say about Hermit energy. It's go within so you don't go without. That being said, though, when you ground in, you get to figure out what it is that you truly want to bring into your home, especially the 4 of Wands and Ace of Cups. It's saying, okay, what does home stability actually look like for you? Is it calm? Because like when I moved into this house, I was like, I don't want a house where there's anger, screaming, fighting, strife. So it's recognizing, okay, what does a stable home look like to you? Not to anyone else. Okay, so what fills your love cup, especially around home? So doing the introspection before you go out into the world. Beautiful energy to start off with. So again, Hermit, going within so you don't go without. And the beauty of the Hermit is they carry the lantern with them, right? So the Hermit is recognizing that the light is not outside of us. We have control of the light, and we light the path regardless of anybody else's occupation in our life. We carry the light. Nicole, baby, we're doing collective energy reads. If you want to ask questions, those are paid reads. But other than that, sit down, hang out. If it resonates, cool. If you want, if it resonates and you want to go deeper, then book with me, okay? So right now, we're figuring out what makes us feel stable, grounded, secure, and loved, okay? And that may not be with the person that we're trying to entertain. It doesn't quite look like it with Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is saying you have to be decisive, you have to be logical, and cut off anything that is not for you. Especially with Wheel of Fortune, because Wheel of Fortune is saying that the wheel is turning in our luck, right? Especially with the pupperoos, it looks like we're chasing our own tail. So the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords is saying, okay, at what point do you recognize we got to get off this hamster wheel and try our luck at something greater? We do have 7 of Wands, so we've been passionate, but we've been fighting with others in our passions. So 7 of Wands is asking you, okay, put down the fighting, put down the passions that are no longer for you. Whenever I see the number 7, those are about choices, right? I had to have this conversation with someone today because 7 of Wands, so 7, is the number of heaven, right? So we have to realize what creates a great environment for us and what makes us feel, again, like we are chasing our tail. With Ace of Swords, it's asking you, cut it off, be logical, right? If you keep going out or if you keep reaching to see if someone's going to contact you, it's pointless, all right? The Star also comes out very Aquarian energy, but it's saying, no, I'm going to rise above. And what I love with the Star and the Hermit coming out, this is that vibration of you don't see your own shine, but you don't realize how much you are a guiding light to others, right? Stars don't get to cluster together, yet they shine bright and people look up to them, right? And the Hermit is also saying you carry the light. So not depending on others for your happiness, right? Recognizing that you can do bad all by yourself. You are a star without anyone else. So making those wise decisions that make you feel grounded, all right? Kathy, that sounds like projection. You don't know anything and about what I do or what message I bring. So don't come in and be judgmental. Because I don't think Christ taught us to judge others. Christ taught us to embrace others. If you want to go toe-to-toe with that, I am a descendant. Okay? So, all right. Patty, if you feel that someone is not being faithful, you need to listen to your intuition. Your intuition will tell you long before your body ever will. Hello, Michelle. How are you? I'm Lara Jo. Guys, we are doing collective energies. I'm not answering, okay? And I'm helping save souls too. So please don't come in and proselytize in my reading. You can go create your own following. Don't come in and mess up other flow, because people do actually get a lot of life advice. All right? And if you want to talk about it, Jesus is actually a very young figure. There are much older figures than Jesus. So don't step on other people's toes. And the next thing you say, you will be removed from my life. Do you understand me? You have your own capability to go help save souls, but not in my life. Okay? It's rude to the people in here that actually gain value. Again, Jesus did not teach you to cast other people out and condemn them. He actually said feed. So if you're coming in, then feed me. If you're going to be argumentative, then leave me. By all means. I don't come into your house and tell you how to live, so don't come into mine. All right, Justice and Three of Wands. So we are trying to build our house up again, and Justice is saying that everything that was done against you will be corrected. There is a divine balance and scale to everything, right? So Three of Wands, it may feel like we are building our foundation, and we are, and realizing that there were things that were maybe holding you back that didn't help you receive all of the closure and justice that you have needed. So justice is divine. It's coming in to say, okay, things were incorrect and we're balancing the scales. Remember, it just takes one, guys, to make the difference in anything. One voice, one grain of rice. So don't underestimate the power of what you bring to the table. Okay, Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. So Page of Pentacles, this may have been that we were dealing with someone who was immature, especially around money. It created that lack information. Hello, how are you? So Lovers this was a soulmate connection, yet if it left you feeling disempowered, broke, thirsty, then you have to recognize that there's growing to do, right? So Lovers is a soulmate connection, recognizing is that, and soulmates don't always mean forever, guys. Soulmates can be as simple as you're driving down the road and you smile at someone. That can be a soulmate. I know that seems so trivial, but what soulmates do, they help us on our journey get to where we need to go. And also what I'm feeling is, do you have someone, it could be a younger earth sign, but that is mentoring you, right? We can learn from everyone. So don't discount anyone, okay? Recognizing that I learned and this is the part, I learned so much from everything and everyone around me through observation. So watch everything and everyone, because you'll learn something new about all of this. I love this card though. All right, so we are getting Justice. We do have Page of Pentacles. We have Three of Wands. So it's recognizing, okay, who's going to get cut out of our lives? And we are in Aries season, guys. So it's very fiery. It's passionate. Recognizing those things are falling away from you right now, or you're not agreeing with people, then this may be the end of your road with that person. Don't take it personally and just say, okay, I've learned the lessons. I've got things that I need to work on, right? And move on. Not everyone's meant to be held on to forever. And let's use that example. So if you hold on to something so tightly, think of water. If you hold on to it so tightly, it's going to start flowing over. So it's recognizing that love is allowing that space to be gently cradled, yet not so tightly contained that it spills over. Okay, so that part of it. If you love something, you have to give it space and room to breathe and be. All right. Hello. If you guys are coming in, you like my vibe, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Lover. Like, comment, share. If you want to go deeper, if you want to ask personal questions, those are paid reads, right? My Cash App is in the comments. If you want to go and, like I say, you want to get deeper in your personal situation, then pay me, right? Go to my Cash App, pay me, come back, mark paid, and we'll answer questions. Hello, nah. I'm Lara Jo. Okay, the Empress, I love it. Very Venus energy. It's empowered. It's recognizing what we want and what we don't want, right? Venus is both the god of love and war. She's judicial, and I love it because we also had Justice out here, so that's also Venus and Libra energy. So who in the house is a Libra, right? That would be me personally. I am a Libra, so I identify with all that Venus energy. All right. So, Brandy, we're doing collective energies. If you want to ask questions, those are paid reads. If you sit and you resonate, go ahead and sit and listen. You may actually get some info out of it. I give a ton of information, right? If you want to go deeper, though, those are paid. All right. And King of Swords, it comes out sideways. So, it's recognizing King of Swords upright is decisive. He knows what he wants. I don't care. King of Swords can be male or female, but it's being decisive. When you're sideways, it's like you're questioning, like, do I do this thing or don't I do this thing? Well, no. You need to be decisive and cut things off that are not for you, right? And sometimes that cutting off is not doing bad behavior. I love what this card is like. He's like looking at the turkey like, oh, can I eat it? Well, logically, if he eats it, he could get sick or he could get in trouble with mom and dad. So King of Swords is saying, okay, when do you have to be using discernment and logic in your own life to make healthier decisions? I find that with myself. How many times I've had to reparent myself in the last 5 years where I'm like, okay, you know what, Lara? Like, yeah, you want to go do this thing, but you can't. Because you have to actually be the adult, the adultiest adult in the room. So it's knowing when even to say no to yourself so that you don't get in bigger trouble. I don't know who that message is for. Hopefully you've received it. Know when to do the thing and when to sit back because it won't be good for you. Okay, Four of Swords. Needing, and especially right now, we have 7 planetary bodies in Aries right now. So Four of Swords, you're going to need to rest. Everybody's very agitated. They're fired up because Aries energy is very fiery. It's passionate. It's quick moving. It's jumping head first, yet recognizing when do I need to actually chill out and breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Those are my 4 pillars for grounding, guys. Breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Right? Before you go doing anything silly, let's sit down and actually reconnect with ourselves so we don't get ourselves into a problematic situation. You don't always need, and this is what I had to tell my kids, right? I have fire sign kids, and they, on their fire sign placements, have fire sign placements. So I was recognizing you don't always need to respond to that. You don't always need to fight back. Sometimes you need to actually shh and observe. So Four of Swords is asking you before you react, before you get hot-headed, before you say something you're going to regret, breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Tap back into, okay. And this can be simple comforts, right? Simple comforts such as reading a good book, watching a funny TV show, making yourself a cup of tea, right? Those are all little acts of self-love that you can do that will help you feel that grounding and that rest. So before you pop off at the mouth, make sure you take a beat so you don't get yourself in trouble. I think, and that was one of the things I had to send my daughter. I saw a video last week and it was like, Aries are notorious for having speaking and then having to ask for forgiveness. So don't be that, right? Don't go that way. So, okay. Hanged Man and High Priestess. And as you tap into this, all right, hello, Flix Flops. As you tap into this rest and integration, you're going to have High Priestess. This is intuitive downloads, and Hanged Man, being able to see things from a different perspective, right? We always want to say, oh, I'm right, but sometimes you actually have to see it from another's perspective. So High Priestess is asking you, though, tap into your intuition, tap into your rest, so that you can see an alternative perspective. When I see the Hanged Man, I love this card. Because here this is it's you're in this position, but at any point you can get yourself out of it, right? You like voluntarily put yourself into this position of looking at it from a different standpoint. Okay, so you can also get out of it. Shelly, baby, I'm going to tell you, if you feel like intuitively, typically, if you feel they're cheating, they probably are. Okay, so it's recognizing, and we're doing collectives here, guys. But you have to tap in, especially when we had the High Priestess in here. It's tapping into your intuition. What does your gut tell you? Okay? And for me, my ex-husband was a huge gaslighter and cheated for so long, right? And but my intuition had told me long before, like my body was telling me, right? Except for I was so busy taking care of kids. I was very heavily medicated for depression. He traveled, so it was hard to catch him in that cheating. But had I listened to my intuition and not him, I would have caught him long before and saved myself and my children a lot of heartbreak, pain, and even emotional damage and financial damage. So always listening to your gut instinct, right? Anxiety will lie to you. Intuition is calm. All right? And Joyce, here's my biggest piece of advice. If you want to know if someone's still thinking about you, go live your best life, right? Because if they're actually thinking about you, they'll pop back up. But you have to go grow and learn your own lessons and love yourself. And if he wants to come back to you, he will. And if he doesn't, then that's your answer too. And I'm not trying to say that as harshness. That's just saying, like, we can't wait to see if someone else is thinking about us. And even if they are, that may not necessarily mean that that's because we're supposed to be with them. Sometimes they're thinking about us because they want to come back and snake us again, right? So don't do that, all right? Oh, hello. I'm Lara Jo. We are doing collective reads. I'm going to have to turn the AC on. I'm feeling real hot right now. All right. So the stars, sideways, whatever we are mentally ruminating in, it's stopping us from living up to our highest potential, right? The star is Aquarius energy, but think of stars, right? They're in the sky. You're meant to shine bright so others can find you, but if you're too busy thinking about what someone else is doing, you're not living up to your fullest potential. So the star is asking you to get back out there and shine, even if it's like a exhausted pigeon shining. Get out there, baby. People need to see you. People need to hear your story of how you overcame these things. This is also what I'm going to say, because I talk about a lot of trauma and a lot of things that happen. Here's why I do it, though. Because when I speak my story, it releases me from the prison of what that trauma did to me, right? Once you say it out loud, it stops holding power over you. But number two, when you speak about your experiences and you speak your story, other people who have gone through similar recognize, like, okay, and that part of it. You don't realize how your testimony will be someone else's way that they get out of a traumatic situation. Okay, Michelle, baby, I need you to go live your life. If Edwin wants you back, he needs to do the work to do it, right? We're no longer accepting unhealed people. If he truly wants to be with you, he needs to do his work. And if he doesn't, that's his problem and not yours. But you need to do your work and find your best life with or without that person, okay? And guys, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you like my vibe, please consider booking with me. We have Queen of Swords, the Sun, Eight of Pentacles, hey Ava, Knight of Wands, and Two of Wands. All right. So and this is very playery energy. We could be dealing with a Leo, but this is very playery energy, right? Like sun's out, buns out. But recognizing, is it leaving you burned Because we have, with Queen of Swords, it's being decisive. It's saying head over heart decision. If they left us burned, we need to keep moving. Because what it has done with us is stalled our finances out with Eight of Pentacles and Two of Wands. It's left us feeling like, okay, I've been working and working and working towards my finances, yet I'm actually disrupting my own stability because Two of Wands is our foundation. Right? Hello, humble loner. How are you? I'm Lara Joe. Come on in. We're doing collective energy reads. Give me 1 moment, please. 1 moment. I have to turn my AC on because it just got real hot. And normally I like warmth because I came from Arizona, but I'm feeling like toasty. Please hold. Oh. We're creeping up to my father's house temperature. I should be used to this. It's only 80 in here. My father used to force us to keep the AC at 82. He was the worst. I'm going to say this. My dad was the worst. Because our house was 82 during the summer and 68 during the winter. And I normally like heat, coming from Arizona. But even 82 in the house was unbearable. Hey, comedies, how are you if you're still in, babes? All right, so let's see what we're doing. All right, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Let's see what we need to know. All right, 10 of Pentacles. This is we're in the money. Sometimes you have to cut people out, right, to be able to have that financial success. Not everyone can come with you, guys. We had Queen of Swords and Player energy, and it's saying not everybody can come with us because if you want to have that beautiful life where you're financially independent and stable, not everyone can come with you. So if you guys are interested, I dropped a whole bunch of manifestation and helpful videos today. So go check out my page. I dropped one for obstacle blocks. I dropped a psalm for bringing in financial. I dropped a sweetening jar, a money spray, which I have my money spray here. These are all easy like little steps so that you can make impacts in your life, right? So, Danielle, you have to go focus on something else, babe. Okay? And you have to worry about something else. Because worrying, it's like watching a pot to see when the water boils. If you're so focused on, will they contact me? Will they tell me how they feel? You could be waiting a whole long time. So go read a book, go ride a bike, go watch a movie, go connect with a friend, go take yourself to coffee. But please go do things that get your mind off of it. Okay. 6 of Swords and the Moon. Okay, so there are things here that we are not seeing. Okay, so 6 of Swords with the Moon is like you're going to be taken to safety, but the Moon is saying that there were things that you were not seeing. Okay, so Danielle, this is collective reads. If you want to actually have questions answered, to get to the top of the line, that's paying, right? Paying for my time. Other than that, everybody else has been in watching patiently, just listening to collectives. But if it resonates, then book with me. Okay, so the Moon, there were things you weren't seeing. It's kind of, remember when the dog will be out barking, and I'm using the imagery from this card. That's why I love this deck. I love all of the tarot decks because the imagery is rich. Okay, so say your dog's out there barking. You don't know why they're barking because there was a cat on the wall, but you couldn't see the cat because it was dark and your dog was just going bananas. So the Moon is saying that there were things that were disturbing your life, secrets potentially that you weren't seeing, and recognizing that you will be okay. You might get a little bit of a bump and a bruise, but 6 of Swords is you're going to be moved away to safety. All right? So whatever is going on, yes, we may have lessons to learn from it, right? And this also with the Moon is saying make sure that your circle is tight. This is for everyone, Danielle. If it fits, it fits. But I'm not reading just for you. If it resonates, cool. But asking, is that for you, is disruptive. Okay? Because asking questions, being undivided attention, those are pay. That's not just here. Okay? So please sit and listen. If it doesn't resonate, then there's another reader for you. Okay? Dreams, I love how the universe speaks like that. And I didn't see you slip in, baby. I don't know. You probably slipped in when I was like, I'm burning up in here. I got to turn the AC on. Okay, so the Hermit and Four of Swords, it's time to rest. You have been in your mind just going all over the place. It's time to rest. Hermit is that energy of go within so you don't go without, right? It's recognizing, okay, instead of seeking outside of me, the answers are in with me. All right. So Hermit and Four of Swords, it's time to sit down, rest, take care of yourself, be gentle. Dreams, I'm not doing okay, but I'm still here showing up. Although, I'm just one of those, like, the whole world would be on fire and I'd just be over there mopping the floor. Like, well, the floor's got to get mopped. It doesn't matter. Like, everything's falling down around me, but the work must be done. Actually, I've been saying a lot recently, the horror persists and so must I. Right? In Dreams, if you go check out, I don't know if you heard this part of it, I dropped 6 different videos today that I worked really hard. Actually, maybe I dropped 7. 6 or 7 videos today on my page for money manifestation, a money bowl, a money spray, working with Hecate with key visualization. Let's actually pop that out for a minute, right? And then what else did I do? I dropped a Psalms. So if you keys, right, because we can use it for visualization. So it's that whole, if you want to imagine an obstacle being unlocked, right, moved out of the way. So if you have a key, a spare key hanging around, you would put like in the key lock in the tumbler and turning right. It's that whole, we are opening the door so that obstacle is moved. Right? And just like if you had an obstacle that you wanted to close out, you would take that and you can imagine with your eye with it is recognizing turning left. Okay, we're closing the door to those obstacles. We're locking it away. Your mind is a powerful engineer, so use it. Right? But I love symbolism. So keys, and like I say, Hecate is keys. If you identify with keys, that's Mama Hecate. She is the patron for the home, mothers, children, the crossroads. She's deep protection. So if you identify with keys, that's Hecate. She is a huge, powerful protector. But if you are one of those kiddos that always finds keys, loves keys, then that may be who's calling you is Mama Hecate. But like I say, she helps open and close doors for you. So easy visualizations help get you to different places. So that's why I drop it. Okay, 3 of Wands in reverse. So our foundation right now, it's like while we are trying to build our foundation, we're kind of in a stuck, stall, stagnant mode. So again, tapping into rest. It's like if you feel like you're exhausted and you're just spinning your wheels, it's time to rest. Okay, take it easy. That problem will be there again tomorrow. So you don't need to get fluffy with yourself or with everyone else. Just be like, you know what? I'm just going to take a little bit of time off to rest, recuperate, recalibrate, right? Tap into what I truly need to be paying attention to. Oh my gosh. And I was yesterday was, the last few days have been really rough. Especially, and here's typically what I find, because I do a lot of transmutation, alchemization of energy for the collective and myself, that I typically hit the energetic peak before others do, mostly so I can help others kind of navigate through. Yesterday, when kids are hey, eating bubbles, when they're like so tired, they're just crying for no reason. That was me yesterday. I was just like, nothing was making me happy. I was grumpy. I couldn't get comfortable. And it's just like, bitch, you need to go take a nap. Like, so if you can't do anything else right now, just sit down, chill out, rest. Like, that problem will be there again tomorrow. The horrors persist, and so shall we. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Andy, did you get a chance to watch those videos I sent you, baby? Yeah. And I just got Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow, right? And Andy, are those easy and kind of self-explanatory for you? Does it help you feel empowered? So I'm asking dreams because my Twitch collective, one of my girls over there, she's like an A1 day one. She's been with me for a long time. So and she's not on my TikTok. So okay, so you see what I mean though, Angie, about getting lost in gematria? I love it. Like, I can go on an hours-long gematria rabbit hole. I love gematria and numbers. I'm doing, Gaia, we're doing collective energy reads. So if it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, you know. If you want to ask questions or you want to read, then please book with me. I don't work for free. This is as much as I work for free because of this part, right? Do you work for free? Because don't ask your tarot readers to work for free more than they already do. That's that part, right? People always want something for free. And I'm like, I didn't learn this for free. I didn't learn everything that I brought you. That wasn't free. That was my sweat equity. That was my time. That was my money. The tools are expensive. I've amassed a ton of tools in various different ways that it's that whole like compensation, reciprocity is huge. You don't go to the hospital and ask your doctor to work for free, so don't ask your tarot reader to work for free. Okay? That's my etiquette on that, guys, right? Tip your favorite tarot reader, even a few bucks is helpful. Especially right now. Okay, I love it because the Queen of Pentacles and Hermit came out again earlier. So this is double confirmation on Earth, especially on Virgo energy. All right, and the High Priestess, this is tapping in. You know what's up. You know what the 411 is. It's like every time, and I've had this too, where I'll doubt my intuition and then universe, spirit will send me like a sign. I was doing something. I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Maybe my intuition's wrong. And then the spirits in my house like dropped something on my floor and I was like, okay, well, I guess I wasn't wrong, but you didn't have to try to jump scare me over it. Okay, so Hermit is saying go within so you don't go without, right? I love that phrase because it's like we all want to be chasing other people, chasing other things, chasing the next big thing, but not realizing that we're just wearing ourselves out. So it's taking that time to sit down, be grounded in your own discernment and discipline. Those are some of my favorite words right now, discernment and discipline, right? You are a disciple of life, but you have to realize that what information is for you and what information is not. But the only way you're going to be able to hear your intuition is if you get by yourself, right? That's what I learned, is that when I got away from my family, friends that were not for me, I was able to hear the voice of the divine. So now when people try to gaslight me, I'm like, ooh, no. Because I would rather sit with myself and do my own work, or sit with myself and listen to my intuition, than ever have someone else gaslight me again. Because when you get so unshakable in your own path, in what you're being told by your guidance, by your ancestors, by whoever you pray to, you become so much stronger of a conduit to the divine. So go within so you don't go without. And the Hermit always carries the lantern, right? You keep thinking that you're trying to find the light somewhere else. No, the Hermit says that you have the light. You have the path. Like in the traditional Rider-Waite, the Hermit, instead of that light casting out, that light is casting down so that the path is lit for the Hermit. Yes, it's solitary, but it's you know how to heal yourself. And sometimes that trek alone for a little bit with just you and your light, that's sometimes what you need. That was like a strong, I don't know how it came out to you guys. It was like strong conviction on me. I was like, no, you are so much more powerful when you're not being led astray by people outside of you. Eating bubbles, what are you lost in with gematria right now? Because like I say, I love getting lost in gematria holes. Dreams, do you like numbers? Are you a numerology type of person? Have I educated you about gematria yet? Because I've been doing a bunch. And that's also some of the things, some of those videos that I posted earlier, they have the gematria codes that go with the mantras. But remember, it's not being scared, it's being prepared. Right? When we hear warnings, it's not to be scared, it's to be prepared so that we can have the knowledge and tools to save ourselves and anyone else that will listen and we want to. All right, let's see. What else? Hello, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. If you're coming in, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a share. Follow me if you may. Okay, so Page of Wands. We were dealing with someone who's very childlike, right? This reminds me of my nephew, because my nephew's in Aries, but he's like a very young-minded March Aries, because there is a difference between March Aries and April Aries. Like, because March Aries also is more Piscean-like, so very dreamy, yet not. March Aries is like the Fool. It's like, I don't know what's going on out there, but I'm going to jump right in. So recognizing when you were dealing with this immature energy, it was leaving you in 10 of Swords. It was that betrayal. It was that heartbreak. It was like, nope, you know what? Because, yeah, they have a little treat, but you're over here running free, wild, letting the hair blow, or letting the wind blow through your hair. You realize with 10 of Swords, no, they aren't truly offering me enjoyment. They're not, they aren't for me. They're just trying to lure me, or they're trying to be backstabbing. So recognizing, okay, and this as well with this Knight of Wands card, it's very much playing keep away. So it's conserving your energy. You're doing the things that you like to do. I always say when you see 10 of Swords, you take, because that's rock bottom. That's, if anybody knows the swords, where it's like, I'm fine, everything's fine. It's taking all of those swords out of your back, cutting off anyone that had been betrayed you, right? I'm a Queen of Swords. I'm like, if you land a sword in my back, and when I get up, and I will, I'm going to use that sword to cut you off. If I was at my lowest and you made my time harder, you bet your sweet ass you don't get access back. Okay? So 10 of Swords is recognizing if they left you feeling like you were chasing your own tail, if they left you feeling like you were just wasting your time, or it wasn't worth it, or betrayal, it's time to live your freest life. My mom had a Pomeranian when I was a kid. That dog, I was terrified of that dog. And I have scars still. I'm an old girl. Yeah, I still have a scar on my hand from that dog, and she was only 4 pounds. So, but she thought she was 50 pounds. She thought she was a big dog. So recognizing when it's time to let the wind blow in your fur, your hair, let it. Okay, let those people go that left you feeling worn out and like your time was wasted. Okay. And eating bubbles, if you get too scared or whatever, I need you to step away from it for a little bit. Okay, so don't get so wrapped up in being scared or warnings. Just, it's time to step away. All right? At least for a little while. Okay. So actually, you know what I would do eating bubbles? I would go put in Gematria 519 and see what that code is. And that's part of it. You have to use discernment and discipline with reading if that message is intuitively for you. If you want, we can discuss it, right? Maureen, I normally, okay, so girls cry first, boys cry last but longest. So what I would give you the advice, I need you right now, since you were locked in a container for 6 years, maybe into a relationship, I want you to go date yourself. Okay, so go take yourself to the movies, go take yourself to dinner, go try that new restaurant that you want to go try that he wouldn't go to with you. Don't focus on what he's doing. You need to focus on getting you better. All right? Because boys will go, like, they chase tail, but here's this part. He thinks the grass is greener somewhere else, but the grass is fake. Right? It's astroturf. He's going to water something that's not actually real. You don't need to get messed up in that. You don't need to focus on it. You need to keep moving and do what's best for you. And eating bubbles, we can talk about it. Because when you first start reading Gematria, it's a little weird. But I taught my daughter about Gematria, and then that's a fun little rabbit hole for her. All right, Sammy, how are you? Let's see what we're doing. You're welcome. And I don't that's life advice, right? That's any life advice that I give anyone, is that if you are single right now, I need you not focus on what that person's doing. And I'm going to bring up an example. Please hang out for just one moment, Maureen, because this is one of my favorite examples, right? Especially recently, because everyone wants to be in everybody else's business. Okay. Well, Sammy, we are doing collective reads, baby. Okay. So, Maureen, this is your lane, right? This is your ex's lane. But if you're trying to swerve into his lane, or you're watching what he's doing over here, you're going to swerve out and crash out. So this is that, stay on your side of the fence, stay in your lane, enjoying yourself, listening to whatever music you want to do, whatever you go date you, love you. Because like I say, if you're too busy, and this was kind of, I drew this while I was in live, so I know it looks like a little dirt path, but that's the point. They're on this tiny little twisty dirt path, and you've got a whole solid, smooth lane. But if you're too busy trying to see what they're doing, you're going to miss your turn, your destination, and crash all the way the fuck out. So it's staying in your lane, baby. That's not to be harsh, but it's like, if you're too busy focusing on what they're doing, you're going to miss your connections, your turn, where you're supposed to be. Right? And if you are an air sign, anybody in here an air sign? I use this as an example because I'm an air sign. Right? We get our messages through the actual air. That's how we get downloads. So it's going, like, getting out there, letting the windows down, rolling around with your hair down. Okay, so we'll talk about earth signs in just a minute. We'll talk about it, right? If you guys drop your elements, we'll talk about how each of you get your downloads. Okay? But if you're an air sign and you're feeling stuck, movement is going to help you. So go for a drive, right? Roll the windows down, let the music up, let your hair free, okay? Sammy, you're going to find your ways by putting your, so eating bubbles, have you pulled your sign? Have you pulled your chart? Okay, so earth signs, all right, James. So earth signs, you're going to find it through doing things like grounding, but putting your hands in the dirt, right? You're going to feel it through tending the earth. Okay. Eating bubbles, drop me a note, remind me on Discord, and it's going to be a little bit before I actually, because I have to charge when I get off. Like, I have to charge myself because I've been going. I have to charge all my devices, but if you want, I will send you the link for the free birth chart, and then we can do a little breakdown. And I actually did a thing today talking about, so there's two things I did today. Is your big six. If you want to know what your big six mean, I can drop you a little bit of info on that. And also I did with the planetary rulers. Today is Thursday, so it's Jupiter. It's a great day for expansion and money workings, right? So if you want to tap into that Jupiterian energy, it's money workings and expansion, right? Thursday is money day, which is why I did all of those things on money. Okay, so earth signs, it's that whole getting your hands in the dirt, tending the earth, appreciating the flowers, watching nature, okay? Fire signs, you're going to find it through, eating bubbles. I feel like you need to spar with someone for a little bit, Bubbles. Like, you need to mentally spar with someone for a little bit because you're feeling like you're cagey. And especially it's Aries and we've got all those planetary bodies in Aries. Call your brother. You said your brother is a Libra, right? If I remember right. I would call and see if your brother wants to, if you guys want to feed off of each other. Because Libras and Aries, because they're counter signs, so it's like you have a lot to learn from him, he has a lot to learn from you. But beautiful for bringing that heightened and that drive out of you. Okay. Hello. I'm Lara Jo. So let's go back to it again, right? We don't worry about what anybody else is doing because we are staying where? In our own lane. Okay? Okay. All right. So staying in our own lane, not worrying about what Dusty, Crusty, Musty is doing over here. right? Because they're on the little dirt path and we're on like a 2-lane highway. We don't got to worry about what they're doing over there. Alrighty. And Sammy, we've had a ton of Virgo come out. You can ask Dreams, like, hello, fat nug. Virgo's come up so many times already. And Virgo intuition is go within so you don't go without, right? Tap into your stability and what makes you feel grounded. And guys, if you need help with grounding, here's my easy 4 steps, right? Because I try to bring it down to easiness. Breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Even if it's just a minute of just like, okay, oh, and hydrate yourself. We are all complex houseplants. We are all houseplants with complex emotions. So hydrate the hell out of yourself, right? Okay. Well, to talk about it, Bubbles. So Bubbles, you are earthy. And you're gonna strive to actually bring your masculine energy into balance. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Page of Pentacles. So recognizing, and this may be adjusting how we feel about money. This is our relationship with financials. So no, I am doing collective. With this coming out, it feels, was your husband being irresponsible with finances? Because I'm not actually answering personal questions. But right now, it's, you need to recognize immature energy and cut it off. Okay? If it was leaving you drain, especially if you've got kids, right? I don't know if you do or not, but if you have kids, it's like somebody has to be the adultier adult. And if he's not doing it, he's not taking care of responsibilities, then I need you to focus on what you're doing and not worry about what he's doing. All right? Okay. Oh, we're not taking all those. We're not taking all of those. We'll take those though. All right. I'm going to read it how it came out. And Sammy, here's this part. You can't worry about, like, if they're focusing on what you're doing, you need to stay in your own lane. And people don't pay attention to others when they have things going on. Does that make sense? Like, if your friends are too busy watching that's because you actually are going places. You also need, and I'm going to tell you this, it feels like you need to watch out for jealousy and evil eye. Sammy, right? And not tell everyone everything, and not, it's keeping what you have going on, because people will try to steal your path, but keeping what you have going on to a minimum, like a need to know basis, right? If they don't need to know, they aren't going to know. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and 4 of Cups. Okay, so this is saying we have to be discerning. 7 is our choices. Fat Nugget, I'm not actually doing, this is all collective reads, baby. If you want to do like a personalized reading, that's actually booking and paid, because I don't work for free. Neither do you, right? So you want my undivided attention, sit down and pay me, because I don't work for free. Nobody works for free. Okay, so 4 of Cups, right? And everybody's been sitting chilling with me as I've done collective, and we're just talking. Yeah. So 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, or 7 of Cups, 7 Wands, and 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups is feeling like we were left out, right? We're feeling very greedy with our emotions because we're all tied up. And 7 of Wands is choosing your passions wisely, and 7 of Cups is choosing your love options, what you put in your cup, wisely. So recognizing, okay, is this leading me to where I want to be, or is this leading me farther away from where I want to go? So recognizing, okay, they may not be for you, and that can't be a sad thing. You really have to recognize. And why do I keep saying that word? I need to stop. Now that I've called attention to it, I'm going to say it a million more times. But it's being able to discern what leaves you feeling inspired, passionate, and charged, and what is taking away from you. I give the example of 7 of Cups. Salt and sugar look the same, yet if you put salt in a cup and you were supposed to have sugar, you're going to have catastrophic and sometimes even deadly results. So making sure what you're putting in your emotional cup and emotional body, because you are the cup, you are the chalice, you are the vessel, make sure that you are putting the right things and the right emotions and the right people into your body. All right? Okay. Yeah. Oh. All right. So now they come out upside down. Well, okay, so Sammy, we're not doing personal questions. It's ask. Okay, so it's just, does it feel aligned? Does it feel good to you? Or does it feel like your soul doesn't like it? Okay, that's the part of it. When you're hanging out with someone, because your body will tell you, if you're hanging around someone and you feel sick, that's not your person or your people, whether they're friends, family, work environments, anything of this such. If you're around something and you feel sick, that's not your people or your place or your habit. So 4 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Cups in reverse. This is saying that these are not healthy options for us because it takes us away from our stability. 4 of Wands upright is our happy home. Every structure has 4 walls, just like every relationship is going to have a stable structure. Yet if we are picking the wrong choices in love, it's going to leave us feeling unstable and upside down. So that was how I started learning about it, was when my body I would be around someone and then I would get headaches. I would feel stressed out. I would have my IBS go crazy. I recognize, if I'm in the bathroom, that's because my body is trying to get me to get away from that person, right? And that's the other, when you come work with me, we deal with the deep shadow work, right? We deal with the deep grounding. We do a lot of actual body work. When you come to me with ailments, we break that down too. I'm not just a reader. I do sound therapy. We do deep womb healing. We do PTSD healing. I've recovered through addiction, and I help others recover through addiction too. So recognizing is that when you come to see me, it's about, let's get you to where the prime place is that you want to be. All right? I don't just sling cards. And I come from a medical background. I used to be an x-ray tech. So medicine fascinates the hell out of me, but I have a deep understanding of how the body works and how illness works through that work and through what I've been doing currently. Okay. Page of Cups. This is someone who has emotions, yet they're not mature in their emotions. They're just out there running willy-nilly, wilding out. Yet we want stability. We want good options. You can't build with the Page of Cups because they don't have the mental capacity. And that's not anything you can fix. And that's not anything you should wait around for. It's great when people just say they love you, yet if their love doesn't satisfy you or it's not mature enough to sustain the relationship, you are going to have to walk away from them, right? I have people tell me all the time, I love you. Okay, cool. Yet you can't actually fill my needs. So your love for me is great, yet I can't survive off of that, and I'm no longer going to, keep myself in the drought because you can't rise up. So, Page of Cups, recognizing where you have to leave people at, even if they feel a way towards you. And I have no chill, because I had this guy a week ago, and he said, well, I don't feel this way. And this was the first time I've actually done this, I feel. I go, well, this is how I feel. I feel this way. And the fact that you don't understand that is a big problem. And then I cut him off. Because, it was great that he didn't feel this way. Well, I did. And he wasn't honoring the space for that. And I recognized, okay, this is going to be a mismatch because, well, he thinks that this is acceptable. I do not. Right? And I also had to tell him, I don't feel safe with you. I don't feel safe around you. So I'm going to have to just go. It's being able to cut people off for your own health and growth. It's being able to recognize, all right, I need to get myself out of this situation because this isn't going to be able to work for me. Stop compromising on your values. 5 of Wands, tons of fighting. Tons of arguments. Everybody loud, passionate, yeah? Except for 5 is needing to change. It's recognizing I can't keep doing this. This is burning me out. I can't maintain this long term. All right? And thank you, Eating Bubbles, for saying it's worth the booking. Eating Bubbles. And that's the thing, guys. If you come in to my live, into my circle, and it's your birthday, for Eating Bubbles and one of my other long-term girls, I offer birthday readings. It's a 15-minute free birthday read. So if you are part of the tribe and you like my vibe, come sit. Or if you want to pay for a full reading, it's worth it. We go over a lot of information. We unpack a lot. I sent Eating Bubbles some shadow work prompts. Which Eating Bubbles, how did you feel about those? Was it helpful or not? Okay. Looks like I'm not gonna have too long of a read because my electronics are dying because I was working really hard earlier on putting out some content. Alrighty. Death. It's coming out sideways. So recognizing we have to close the circle. We have to close the cycle. We can't keep going in this. Right? Think of when there's fireworks and the poor puppy, and he looks like my pup, Badger, right? It's recognizing we can't keep waiting on the fence. All right, so Tankiso, what I would say to that is if they have feelings for you romantically, I would feel into, watch their behavior. And a lot of things are cleared up when you ask, right? Asking people is easier. Also, though, is being cool about, okay, so I had to have this conversation with one of my babies, right? She's like, oh, I really want to make a pass at this dude. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yet if he rejects you, recognize you're going to have to be okay and still be friends and not make it weird for them. And she followed that advice. It was hard for a little brief. It was weird, but she's like, no, Mom, it totally worked out. Was that, I asked if he wanted to date and he said no. And then we were still friends. And I said, he wasn't for you. And the irony is because he turned her off, he turned her up. And then he now has remorse because he's seeing her with other people. And it was well, you at least still have a friend. You still have a good friend. And you didn't get hurt by his indecision because he's playery. He's a Libra and, kind of flaky. I was like, yeah, no, I'm glad it helped. And Eating Bubbles, I actually have a full workbook of that, of just a year long. It's for each week there's a page for the prompts. I have a journal though that goes through, and I have a bunch of other journals. So if you guys ever want to check out healing materials, come check me out. The world, we have to close the chapters. We have to finally say, you know what, we're not going to keep doing this for your own sanity. Right, I've had to walk away from people. Yeah, I love them dearly. For my own sanity, though, I have to close the door, hammer it shut, and be like, no, this can't keep going on. So get yourself off of the hamster wheel. And guys, emotions only last for 17 seconds. If you can ride an emotional roller coaster wave without getting scared and running away, 17 seconds. That's all it takes. It's not permanent. Yet if you swallow that emotion and you don't address it, you can carry it for decades. So the moon, though, is saying be cautious. There were things that you weren't seeing. So feel your big fields. Life is a roller coaster. It's a 24-hour roller coaster, right? So life is a roller coaster. Think of going to an amusement park. You can ride any emotion on that amusement park, and then at any point you can get off. If you're feeling big emotions, at any point you can stop riding the wave, riding the roller coaster, and choose a different ride. At some points you'll be able to even figure out how to choose completely different parks when you're not riding on those same rides that take you into exhaustion. So the moon, again, is saying that there were things that you weren't able to see. They were being hidden in the dark. The moon, she's not always fully visible, which as well, today's the dark moon, right? Tomorrow is the new moon, so today is the dark moon. What we're doing today is releasing the shadows, releasing the things, because tomorrow is a huge portal for manifestation, right? So today, take your rest, do your shadow work, breathe, rest, drink water, meditate, be gentle with yourself, because there are things you can't see. With the dark moon, it's like, yeah, the moon's there, but you can't see her because she's completely darkened out. So this is saying that even though we can't see everything, it will all be illuminated eventually. We'll be able to see. So don't freak out. Breathe. All right. All right, I'll take that one. Okay, the High Priestess. Tapping into your intuition. Listening to your own intuition over listening to other people's lies. So High Priestess is asking you, what is your body telling you about this situation? Okay? And being calm about it. You're going to save a lot of your problems if you observe without reacting first. And you know what I had to teach my kids is, because I have fire sign kids, and they're very rough, and it's that whole, we don't start the fight, yet we'll finish it. So it's realizing when to observe and watch before saying something, and then when it becomes a point where you have to handle it, then you jump in. But especially with fire sign children, having to teach them, like, hey, you can't just go solving everything with your anger and your fists. You have to actually listen first and then jump into action. Hello. How are you living life? I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective tarot reads. So come on in. If you resonate with my vibe, consider booking a read, right? I give a lot of valuable information in a very short amount of time. And yeah, so eating bubbles, that was something, because my kids were vicious. They like, my fire sign daughters were beaten on their brother, because their brother, between Katie and Sean, there was 7 years, and between Sean and Kristen, there was 10 years. Yet that did not stop those little girls from beating up on their gigantic bigger brother. So I had to teach them, like, hey, you can't, pick on some of your own size, yet you can't go swinging at everybody. You have to actually, like, again, I tell my kids, you're not going to start the fight, but you will finish it. Like, they know how to fight, but I had to teach them, okay, calm down before you really hurt someone. All right, Temperance. So again, fiery energy, Sagittarius, being balanced, being grounded, not always popping off before you know all the everything. And 5 of Swords, there's a lot of deception. There's fighting and recognizing, okay, 5 is saying there needs to be some change here. We can't keep doing this. So Temperance, I'm going to ask you to be willing to step back and actually just breathe before you jump in. All right? With High Priestess in the Moon, recognizing that you may not have all the information and listening to your intuition. It's really scary when you listen to intuition, especially when you first start, because you're like, I don't know if any of this is right, yet I seem to be being led in the right direction. If you guys need help honing your intuition, message me, set up a session with me, right? We can work through all of that. All right. I may have to go pretty soon. We'll see. We'll stay for a little bit longer. Alrighty. And 3 of Wands. Being impatient. If you cannot practice Temperance, 3 of Wands in reverse, it's going to leave you feeling like your structure or what you're building is imbalanced. So stop reacting to every little thing. And I know that's really hard right now, especially with all these bodies and Aries. It's recognizing, okay, it's not worth. All right. You know why I learned to temper my anger is because I don't look good in orange, and they don't serve what I like to eat in prison. So I would rather not catch a charge. So right now, with everything so fired up, don't catch charges, right? So breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. All right? Your time to move and your time to act is coming. But right now, you need to make sure that you're not getting yourself into bigger problems, trying to be bigger than you need to be. Okay. Hello. Empress, this is a beautiful energy. She is the Queen of Queens. This is very grounded, tempered. This is Venus energy. It's recognizing, okay, we don't need to, Also, let's talk about this. Hold on. This is something I had to learn a long time ago. Not every fight is for me, right? Because people that are petty and argumentative, sometimes you just need to let other people fight with them. So Empress is recognizing, I don't want to get taken out of character, so that person that's childish, that wants to fight, they can go do it with someone else that's on their level. Empress is saying that, like, as an Empress, you wouldn't fight with someone that's lower than you or someone that's not on your level, so don't get there, because if you stoop to someone else's level, they'll beat you there, right? That's their level. They're proficient at it. So Empress is saying, stay in your sovereignty, stay in your power, because if you get off of your throne, if you get out of character, you're letting them beat you. Hello, hello. So we're doing collective energy reads. Hello from Ethiopia. Rayo, what I would say, this is what I tell everyone. You need to go, okay guys, we're not answering. And I was in a collective stream. I'm not answering personals, right? If you want a personal question answered, then that's actually booking my time. But other than that, people have been sitting throughout this whole read, getting information, getting value. So coming in, asking me questions, asking me to work for free. Do you work for free? Because if you don't, then why do you expect me to work for free, right? Or without tips. Like if you're in the service industry, you get tips. Like you don't work for free, so don't ask me to work for free. But here's the advice I would give you. Is go do the things that make you happy, that make you fulfilled, because whether they love you or not, you need to love you. And loving you means that you're filling your cup first, right? You're not worrying about what anybody else is doing. I'm going to give this example. I love this example because I have to do it all the time, but let's talk about it, right? So I always tell people, this is your lane, right? Free, clear, open. This is someone else's lane. It's a dirt path. It's a one lane dirt path. So if you are in your lane, but you're watching what they're doing over here, you're going to miss your destination, your connections, your turns, and you're going to get off a path. So if you're worried about if they love you or what they're doing, you're going to crash all the way out, babes. So stay on your path, stay on your lane, right? So you can get to the end goal and your destination. Whether they come with you or not is not your business until they join you, right? So recognizing this is your lane, this is their lane, stay in your lane, stop watching their lane, stop watching to see if they're catching up to you, stop watching to see if they miss you, because you're going to miss your destination. All right, so, and by the way, you have all the cool snacks in your lane. You're listening to the music you like in your lane. You have the right people in your car over there. So your path is clear. Yet if you're too busy watching what they're doing, you could get into a wreck, right? Or a spiral, mental spiral. When I talk about crashing out or wrecking, that's like getting in mental spirals. That's why I tell people, don't go check people's socials, because that's the fastest way to make you spin out. Right? Because you'll go over there and they'll be posting, oh, my life's so great. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm with this person. You're going to end up in a spiral and you're going to crash. And you've come too far on your path to do that. So please don't. Focus on you. If they're meant to be with you, they'll catch up to you. If they're not meant to be with you, there's someone better coming along. All right? We got to stop focusing on what everybody else is doing and do what we need to do. The work that we need to do, that we came here to do, we have to focus on us. All right. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, so Bubbles, I'm going to have to, my Twitch community, I'm going to have to hop out pretty soon because my phone's about to die over there. So when I do, I love you guys, but I'm going to probably have to go pretty soon because I'm about to die over there. So if I drop out, don't take it personal. I'm still here, but I'm probably hopping out over there pretty soon. So let's see what we need out of this. Love you too, eating bubbles. And I'll talk to you when I get off, but give me a little bit. And if you have any questions or any concerns or shares you want to go through, we can go through it. If you want to hop on like an actual Discord call later, we can. Okay? Because I feel like that conversation about gematria is probably something that's an actual conversation between you and I, so that I'm getting you on the right path, or any questions that you have. All righty. Let's see what else we need to know. Deep knowing. This is tapping into your knowledge. The deep knowing. This is tapping into your intuition. It's how we know without knowing, right? So deep knowing is just you feel it within you that you're like, okay, this is right or this is wrong, and then moving your feet. And guys, I'm going to say this. Stop listening to people's mouths. Right? Because mouths lie. You watch their chest, because wherever their chest or their feet moves, that's their intention. So we can't keep going off of the mouth because people speak a lot of shit. But you got to watch where their body moves, because that's action. Right? People can say all the time, oh, this is what I'm going to do. Yet if their feet never move in that direction, they're not going to. So watching the chest versus watching the mouth. All right. Does this make sense? Hello. Come on in. I don't just give tarot advice, guys. I give life advice, right? I give medical, like we talk about all types of content over here. I also do sound therapy. I do PTSD healing, deep integrative shadow work with you guys. I do custom workings. Message me if you're looking for something. Today I dropped kind of a little ASMR, which eating bubbles, how did you like my little kind of ASMR drawing video? Building blocks. We are building the knowledge. So the deep knowing and the building blocks is saying, okay, we're building in the right direction, but we have to keep following what our internal guidance is telling us, not what everyone else is telling us. Again, people lie and go the distance. Don't give up on yourself. Right? You're worth the trek. You're worth the journey. Stop getting derailed by other people. Go the distance for yourself is the guidance that I want to give you there. Okay? Stop shortchanging yourself. And this part of it, when you take shortcuts or you don't do the work, you're the one that suffers for that, and anyone that depends on you. So there's no shortcuts in healing. There's no shortcuts in life, because like I say, you're just making yourself unprepared. So going the distance is saying, do the thing. Even if you're scared, do the thing, right? I love when people tell me they're scared. I'm like, do it scared. Do it with your voice shaking. Just fucking do it. Because the version of you 5 years from now is going to be glad that you started today, right? Just like with healing. It's hard as hell. Except for I can show the links of how healing has changed my life. So do the thing, even if it scares you. Probably, yeah. If life don't scare you, you're probably not doing it quite right. All right. And between two worlds, it feels like you're kind of stuck in that limbo phase, not quite in the old and not quite into the new. Okay, so Twitch, I'm going to hop out. So Angie, baby, I'm going to hop out because I'm at 3%. So anybody in my Twitch community, love you guys. If you need me, message me. I'll talk to you later. Angie, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Over there. TikTok, I'm coming back for